There are ways in which you can use things that are currently protected by copyright, or have previously been protected by copyright. Fair use allows the limited use of copyrighted materials without requiring permission from the owner. However, there are very clearly defined limitations. Many educators, professors, and other individuals assume that as long as they are using resources for instructional or educational purposes, they are protected by fair use. But that is not the case. Educators, just like anyone else, must adhere to the specific rules and limitations that constitute the fair use of copyrighted material. Section 107 of the Copyright Act looks at the following 4 factors when deciding if the use of copyrighted materials constitutes fair use. 1. The purpose of the use, which could be educational or instructional. 2. The nature of the work. Is it seen as being beneficial? 3. The effect of the use. Might the use undermine the value of the owner's content or deprive them of potential income? And 4. The amount of their work being used. Fair use means that you may be able to use a single chapter from a copyrighted book, or a poem, or a short story, or even a single chart or diagram from a resource. So yes, fair use does allow for very limited use of copyrighted materials. But if you plan on using the same resource over and over again, or plan on sharing that same resource with many different audiences, then it may be best to get permission from the original owner, or else you could be pushing the limits of what constitutes fair use. There are materials out there that once may have been classified as copyrighted materials. However, they are now part of what we call the public domain. Typically, items in the public domain are there because their copyright has expired. This is why the plays of Shakespeare, the music of Beethoven, and many movies from the silent era of film are available to the public. However, copyright and public domain classification can vary from country to country, so always check before assuming an older work is part of the public domain. So what constitutes fair use in public domain? Fair use in public domain do allow the use of works that are under copyright or have formerly been under copyright. But remember, there are clear limitations to fair use. Always check the copyright status of materials you are using, and when in doubt, get direct permission from the owner.